It's already been very busy, I gather, Marty, this particular Sunday.
Yes, indeed, Michael. You're very welcome to the Coolderry Community Centre. Last night here in the Community Centre, Mass was said by Father Kieran Blake, who's a native of Dunbeig, because the church right next door, St. Ida's, is being painted. So it's not a church this evening, it is a television studios as we look forward to the All-Ireland Club Finals. Of course, Coolderry are bidding for their first All-Ireland title, but their opponents, Lochgiel Shamrocks in the Glens of Antrim, did it back in 1983. Despite that 29-year gap, or indeed you can imagine after a 29-year gap, they're really excited about heading to Croke Park next Saturday.
Lochgiel are a traditional hurling club. You know, they don't participate in any other sport as of such. So, I mean, like, hurling is the lifeblood of the parish. When Lochgiel won their first championship there 2 years ago, I couldn't believe the excitement and how people were emotionally, you know, they were ready to jump out of the stand. You know, they were so overjoyed.
We have a great youth set up in the club. You know, we started under 6 and they play their way up to senior, and we've won a few championships at underage, and them lads are coming through now too, and you know, they've taken over the mantle and they're trying to rewrite their bit of history in the club now.
My uncle's played in all our 83 teams, so it's very important. We're very proud and we're very privileged, you know, to be going to Dublin on St. Paddy's Day to play in this big occasion.
This team of boys here has been through a lot in the last 10 years. We've lost a considerable amount of games, and we've felt the bad times. It's a real achievement to feel the good times, and hopefully I can just take it that last step and bring Tomer home.
I heard a few rumours, you know, that I'm going to be marked out, but it's nothing I'm not used to, like, so I just, you know, take it on board and look forward to Paddy's Day, and whatever they throw at me, I'll be prepared for it.
Liam's a super player, you know, a super individual player, but what people don't realise is he's also a great team player, and you know, he fits into our team well. For we've got, you know, we've actually 28 or 29 leaders, and every one of them, you know, well capable of hurling in the big stage.
We have a 50-50 chance of winning the game, and I mean, like, if we bring the same appetite and the same work rate and the same attitude to the final as we did to the semi-final, I mean, we have every chance of getting a result.
Yes, indeed. Jim Nelson, who was manager of the Antrim team that beat Offaly back in 1989, shocked them indeed in an All-Ireland semi-final, now coach of Lochgiel Shamrocks. Well, you're very welcome to Coolderry, the home of Offaly Hurling, the home possibly, you never know, of the All-Ireland club title around 3:30 next Saturday evening. We're joined by the manager, Ken Hogan, and the captain, Brendan O'Mara. You can give them a big round of applause and welcome. I know Offaly people love their hurling and indeed their sport, but I didn't think that they had this graw for Tipperary people. So Ken Hogan, what are you doing in Offaly?
No stranger to Offaly. Went to school in Offaly. Some of my school friends are here sitting around me, and some of my former teammates in the Presentation College in Burr Community School, Marty. So I'm not too far away, about 12-13 minutes gets me here. So just delighted to be involved with such a good and honest team.
Well, obviously, having spent the afternoon and the evening here in Coolderry, we know that they love their hurling, but they're a good-looking crowd as well, Ken, I have to say. So tell me, what is it like, Coolderry?
Well, I know you have an eye for the ladies, Marty, but the most important committee here are the ladies' committee, actually, because they're the people that look after us, feed us after the games, and travel with us everywhere we go. So Coolderry, unbelievable, you know, amazing community, really. The pitch down there, you know, it's really busy right through the year. If you're not there down time for training, you stay watching, because really there could be a camogie team, the under-14 team won the county final in 2011, and also, of course, the Junior Bs won the county championship. So ultimately, we've had a good year in 2011, and I suppose everything revolves around the hurling field. The whole community are down here, and everybody's working. Camogie team, they have Breeder involved as well. So we have 2 pitches on the go here, and it's really busy, and it's great to see.
Hurling really is the epicentre of life in this part of the world, isn't it, Ken?
Oh, it means everything. It's part of life. There's a sign coming into Coolderry, you know, Coolderry, this is a way of life, and I'm sure it's the same in Lochgiel. They're the very same, and it's fantastic to see 2 rural teams involved in All-Ireland Club hurling final. It's tremendous for both parishes, but particularly, I suppose, for both Kildare and Lochiel. Lochiel have been there before. It's new territory for us, and we know, obviously, Lochiel have been All-Ireland champions before, and I know that, you know, they really had a spectacular win against Napirsig, and we had a good win as well, you know, and we bring honesty to it and we work hard, and hopefully again on St. Patrick's Day we'll do that again.
Brendan O'Mara, captain of Kildare, heading to Croke Park. Did you think at the beginning of the championship in Offaly and right through Leinster that this is where you would be, heading to Croke Park?
I suppose, Marty, it's hard to look that far ahead, really. You know, at the start of the year, you know, we had to work hard to get out of Offaly, and a lot of tough games along the way and a lot of very competitive games. I suppose it's been a learning process as we went along now, and we probably got that bit better with every game that we played, you know. So, you know, we worked hard in Offaly, and we had a tough championship there, you know, and it's very competitive as well, you know.
But Offaly hurling seems to be just down at the moment. I know you've uplifted their spirits, but was there a turning point in this championship campaign for you?
I suppose the win that we had over Ballybowden St Enda's in the first game really was probably the turning point for us, you know. We progressed on after that, and to get over that first hurdle probably for us was really the big win for us, you know, the one that stands out really, you know. I
presume, Ken, they're good to train.
Oh, that's the one thing that struck me when it came to Kildare, you know, they're waiting in the pitch for you. Hugely committed, hugely enthusiastic, but a real identity for themselves. You know, they're here in South Offaly on the borders of Tipperary, obviously. Ross Gray, who have been magnificent supporters here, all the clubs around in Laois and Tipperary and Offaly, you know, have been very good to us regards giving us pitches, particularly, you know, as you well know, Martin, in the winter time, it's hard to get pitches, and it's hard to get pitches in good fettle, and people have been very supportive to us, and I suppose at this stage, you know, the hard work is over. Now we've got to prepare mentally and get ready for St. Patrick's Day, and this week, obviously, hopefully will go a little bit quicker than it did for the last 2 weeks, so we're looking forward to it.
I see some of your players behind you there, Paddy Tehan and Trevor Corcoran, who's the vice-captain. Both of you gentlemen are very welcome as well to our show. Trevor, what's Ken Hogan like as a manager, first of all? The truth now.
Couldn't speak the truth now, I'll probably draft him for Saturday. No, in fairness, Ken is a good man, you know, he's a very good trainer and that, but a lot of people don't know that he's a bit of a singing career off the field, you know. Yeah.
A country and western star, is it?
Yeah, I suppose his vocals are a bit scratched there from all the shouting, but not too bad now, in fairness.
Going to Croke Park, that must be a dream for all of you players, because I know last year you were disappointed to lose to the Westmeath champions.
Yeah, I suppose, sure, that's what everyone kind of sets himself up for, you know, when you're a young lad. The pinnacle is to play in Croke Park, so, you know, it's a dream, but at the end of the day, you have to be a realist, and we have to be just concentrating on what we have to do ahead of us, you know.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck to Trevor Corcoran, Ken Hogan and Brendan O'Mara and everybody in Kildare, and indeed to Lochiel Shamrocks. May the best team win in Croke Park. Let's move on to the All-Ireland Club football final, because a bit like Kildare, Garrycastle are heading to Croke Park for the very first time. Crossmaglen are going for their 6th All-Ireland Club title, Garrycastle for the 1st. League Sunday visited Garrycastle during the week, and you can imagine the excitement.
Our dream when we started out was to get a bit of land big enough just to fit in 2 pair of goalposts and play a game of football on. And that was our dream then. Little did we ever think we'd be in Croke Park in 2012.
Nicely laid off, back fires James Dolan, and he gets it under cover. A beautiful strike. A beautiful goal by James Dolan.
Been on the go for about 10 years now with Garrycastle. We've won 6 county titles over that period of time, so there is a lot of belief in the team, and I suppose in them type games you need a lot of belief, and come St. Patrick's Day against Crossmaglen, I suppose we'll definitely need belief to lift the cup.
We're getting older and we appreciate every second we put on the Garrycastle jersey. We always did appreciate it. But this year we're really going to give it 100%, 110%, and we won't let anything down on the day.
The referee has blown the full-time whistle for the very first time. Garrycastle from County Westmeath are going to head to Croke Park on All-Ireland final day.
Had great success, led by the Dolans, Daisy Dolan, you know, now John Gaffey, Doran Hart. So they're fantastic, you know, David Shaughnessy, who's at Inter-County and brought the first Leinster title to back to Westmeath. So they're going to build on their experience, but, you know, they're also fantastic sportsmen.
we are going in as underdogs, and that's the way it is. Like, they have achieved so much over the past few years, but we certainly don't fear anything on St. Patrick's Day.
They're unparalleled really in club success, and but we're there on merit and we're there to win, and it will be a tough battle, no doubt, but we intend to bring all our good play, our experience to the table there against them, and let the best man win on the day.
Yes, indeed. Gary Castle against Crossmaglen Rangers in the All-Ireland Club Football Final next Saturday. Well, Desi, having been in Gary Castle during the week, I was intrigued to learn about your history, because you must be the youngest club in Ireland to get to the All-Ireland Final, only formed in 1981.
Yeah, formed in 1981, a very small club in Athlone. We just have one pitch, but we kind of rose to prominence fairly quickly. I think around 1997, 98, we became a senior team, and we've won 6 championships since then, and this year we won our first Leinster Championship. But we kind of felt over the years like we've a decent team, like a lot of good footballers and a lot of lads that represent Westmeath well.
Junior A, as they say, in 1982, All-Ireland Club Football 2012, 30 years. It's a fair journey. Yeah, it's amazing, but like a lot of hard work has gone into it. We have a very good underage structure, and players are coming through all the time, and it's crucial. And Oisin will tell you across Crossmaglen, he says every year there's 3 or 4 players coming through, and that's what makes a difference, because we were always decent and not too bad, but I think this year we got 3 or 4 younger players in, and since we got the younger players, they have the legs and they're carrying us through the games. What is it about Crossmaglen? What magic are you sprinkling that you're going for your 6th All-Ireland club title?
I don't think there's any magic. I think it's the magic's in the hard work, and it's been done from underage. I think, you know, when people associate GAA and club football, they associate it with Crossmaglen, but we associate it with the fact that we're working hard at underage. We started under 6s, under 8s, under 10s, right the way up to minor, under 21. We're not always successful, but we're bringing players through every year. We brought 5 through from minor again this year, so that's probably where the success comes from. How many have you brought through since 2007? Brand new players, players you lost, players you gained. Well, we've got 17 new players through from 2007. 17? Which is a big turnaround. I think, you know, that sort of took us by surprise, you know, whenever we realised it during the week. But you know, we've brought quality through. You know, we're back in an All-Ireland final, and as I say, people associate us with, you know, with being successful. We haven't always been successful. We've had dormant years as well. It's just whenever we've been successful, you sort of tend to get a little bit greedy when you get there. Well, you are the benchmark, and the best of luck to Crossmaglen Rangers and Gary Castle in the All-Ireland Club Football Final next Saturday. You can see highlights of those matches on our